G'day guys and welcome back to Jeans_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So taking on the Verse Youth in the Infinite Dragon Ball History event today, and it's a pretty unique mission if you're trying to do both at the same time. You're going to have to go with a Majin Buu Saga team. As you can see, I've got the three youths in Oob, Goten and Trunks, as well as the three World Tournament units in Oob, Goten and Trunks, and the Hercule and Buu. So two free-to-play options in there, which is always handy when you're doing these types of missions. A lot of people can be strapped for these specific unit teams such as World Tournaments. So to have a couple free-to-play in there is always handy as. So no links on this first, I guess we'll call it this first battle. And we've got type disadvantage with our Goku and Vegetas, so not a great first rotation. The new tech Gohan is going to be our MVP in this first level. So a little Oob here does have a chance to stun, so in the early stages where, there you go, perfect. So early stages where the stun will work, that's awesome that pops up for us. But he's also raising his attack on every super, so with both of those in mind, that's why I went with full additional with him, and I did also go full additional with this Buu and Hercule, because he greatly stacks his defense while he's in this base state. So he stays in the base state until he is hit 5 times, and then he exchanges into Buu. So that does give you a bit of room to move with this Hercule unit, because you're going to be able, if you can keep him safe, you're going to be able to stack his defense up crazy high, then get him hit a couple times, transform him, and he becomes a crazy, oh, not crazy, but he becomes a whole lot better offensively. So it's certainly wise to, in the early parts of the event, to kind of be safe with him. While you certainly are going to want to keep him on rotation, put him in that slot that's not going to get hit as many times. And while that he does have that dodge chance, I guess you don't always want to rely on dodging to be the most effective. He's gotten sealed here, which is annoying. Was hoping that the strong orbs were going to be the ones getting selected there. We'll still just get him off his super anyway, that doesn't really matter. We'll go like that. Just fill up our Dokkan meter a little bit more. Chi-Chi, as well as sealing, does get off 2 supers. So that's something to keep an eye out with her. The only Fizz unit I've got on this team is the Oob as well, who I've been floating off rotation. So bit of an annoying opponent to come up against with this team. Especially because another main feature, big crits, another main feature of this team is the new tech Gohan. So mine's only at 55%, so we've got no chance of critting. And he's been sealed yet again. Dokkan really going after me early here. Because remembering he also was the 7th unit on the rotation, meaning that I didn't have him for either of the first 2 rounds, so he hasn't gotten to stack his defense at all yet. So thankfully he does stack his defense, or greatly stacks his attack and defense, so we'll be able to play catch up eventually. But yeah, you do always like to have those stats up nice and high early on in the event. But there it is anyway. Second stage done, and we come up against Krillin. So Hercule does actually get a huge boost from being alongside Oob, so he's got the 2 active links there, which doesn't sound like a great deal, but it is quite handy, especially when he transfers into that Majin Buu status, I guess, exchange, whatever you want to call it. This is a very underrated unit. His Easy A made him very good, and he's, as when you eventually see, because he is eventually going to exchange. There's our first hit on him. You're going to see how good his defense can be before you get to that stage. So no stun and type. Classic that with the type disadvantage. Oob. There you go, 3 dodge. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, don't like to use it, but there's your 3 dodge coming in clutch. Then we'll take that so that we get off the 18 key, because remembering we're going to have type advantage with Goten and Trunks, so we should go very close to finishing off Krillin pretty early on. Maybe not. I guess it's always hard to tell with these longer events where the damage reduction comes into play. Multiple supers is always awesome. That's why you love units like the strong Goku and Vegeta, where those multiple supers are in their passive. And then the friend, I think the friends was 79% with some additional equips, I believe. So yeah, expect his to fire off a lot more attacks than mine does. So what do we got here? Splitting our rotation as per usual. Thanks Dokkan, doing me dirty. I do want to leave Boo on rotation, so that's why I've Hercule and Boo. Sorry, I've elected to keep him in that second slot. Unfortunately, didn't realise that I was getting my Dokkan attack. Probably wouldn't have collected all those orbs had I noticed that we were so close to that, because Goten's not going to do anything special here for us by any means. So let's see. Anyways, we'll get off a nice heal. Anyway, so yeah, 1.4 million, 9.4 millions for a Dokkan attack and type advantage. That's nothing. But no attacks on Hercule and Boo there, so again, stacking his defense with no risk really. So that's awesome for us. You can quite easily get that Boo over 300, 400k defense by the time you have him finished all stacked up. Chaozu, very annoying with his ability here to split make you unable to move a unit. Really just splits up our rotations, which is painful because you do a lot of work to get your rotations in order right at the start of the event, only to run into an opponent that splits that up for you. But look, that is what it is. We can't do anything about it. You'll see type disadvantage here is quite risky, but I'm backing in the dodging and the defensive stacking that we've already seen. So there we go, 9 damage on a type disadvantage with the there you go. Wow. And there you go, people. That is that's a high chance to dodge right there for you. So you just got to witness that in full effect. Got hit 4 times in a row, and now he's going to exchange. So, as I'm sure you just heard from that sigh, pretty depressing that was what occurred. But anyway, yeah, nothing we can do about that. We'll just collect all these orbs and get ready for the next rotation. You don't want Oob to get hit a crazy lot because he is only stacking his attack, not his defense. So yeah, that stat's not going to be anything impressive. He could get hit pretty hard at any point, but do want to rotate him off. Even though he does share links with Gohan, you can never go wrong keeping the Goku and Vegeta on rotation. So he gets supered as well. So let's see what we get here. Oh, 3 dodge. Coming up clutch. And then, yep, we got that exchange, which I didn't want. However, thought that with a high chance to dodge, we might get a dodge out of the 4 attacks we received last turn. Yep, of course we did not. So, but still, looking at that, he barely even got a chance to get his supers off because we were getting hit, so he didn't get a great chance to stack. He's still at 300k defense, greatly raising his attack and defense on his super as Boo. So if you're able to get off supers before he gets hit, he's going to take no damage. Would have loved for him to have gotten super then, just to really showcase that and emphasize the point. So yeah, as a free-to-play unit, I really hope that everyone got him done, because he's awesome. Nice to have little Goten fire off multiple supers, so he boosts by 30% per super. So we got him up to up 60% there. And we'll collect these and fire off a big 24k. We'll be hoping for crits with Goten and Trunks. Not an amazing unit. They haven't aged overly well, but you are quite limited in what you're able to select as youth and world tournament units. So mine are rainbowed, so they'll get the job done. In an event like this, however, I wouldn't overly recommend bringing them in here. You'd probably be better off going through and doing 2 runs, the one youth run and then the one world tournament run. Both of those runs I'd probably do as Majin Buu Saga. The world tournament I'd certainly be doing as Majin Buu Saga, but with the youth you could certainly do that as a hybrid Saiyan run through as well. So yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. At least we're getting off a super here with Goku and Vegeta before we're getting hit by Goten and Trunks. Ideally would have kept the Hercule and Boo in that, the Boo now in that first slot, but we weren't going to be able to get off his super there. So we did get fortunate and have the 2 get off that second additional super, so our defense isn't going to be too bad. Still 170k with, that's because of the type disadvantage, but we do also have the damage reduction from their passive, so it is still a lot of damage to take. Is that greatly raising? I would have loved to have seen Boo get hit with a super after that greatly raising, but anyways, can't get it every time. So no stunning these 2 guys. So yeah, tanked that pretty well actually. Pretty impressed with that. So this is a risk here. Whoops, that's what I was meaning to do. So we're getting that, and then we're forced to take that because Goten needs to super, but we're really banking on Gohan getting supered rather than Goten in that last slot. So let's see, 2.2 million, not bad, remembering that we did miss out on a lot of opportunities to stack Gohan earlier in the event. Wish that I had dupes in him so I could get off those additionals, but running low on stones. Content is quite dry at the moment, so you are pretty much only getting stones from purchasing, which we don't all have endless bank accounts where that's a lot of damage to take. So yeah, unfortunately the spending is sort of, not the spending, sorry, the stone count has sort of slacked off a bit lately. I will take that, and then I am going to pop an item. If you're trying to, I always take the approach that if you're trying to do this the first time, so if I was doing this for the first time with both of these missions trying to get done, just in here collecting the stones, I wouldn't be afraid to use items. So I'm going to continue with that. Plus it was risky, we were down low on health, and had it been anyone else bar Hercule getting supered, we could have been done in. GG's. So look, to pop 1 Princess Snake's not the end of the world. And we are nearing up on our Dokkan attack soon as well, so hopefully we will be able to pump this out, because we do only have the 1 tech unit here. A crit, I would love a crit from Goten and Trunks here. Let's see, nope, Still 1.16 million is not bad. Thinking about the damage reduction that will be active. Handy thing here is that we are getting Gohan attacked before his super, so that passive, as I've mentioned 100 times, you're probably sick to death of me hearing it, is active though, and you look at the difference. Like last turn he was at 2.2, I believe, and the crit too. So, and then we do have to take into account that he was greatly stacking his attack, but also that passive. So it can make, as you just saw, a million damage difference, which is substantial. This is going to hurt. There is no doubt about this hurting. This will be 200k plus. Yep, 240. Too bad these guys can't be stunned. And these are probably the worst opponent for us because we do have that double strong leader. This will probably open up our Dokkan attack, but I'm not opposed to that because we are going to be getting the healing, and hopefully Boo goes close to finishing off the Goten and Trunks, because I don't want either of those two guys, the Goku and Vegeta or Goten, getting hit, because that type disadvantage just does a big old number on them. As you saw before, they can get slapped for really big damage. So nice finish here from Boo would do wonders for me. We're not going to get a crazy amount of healing off because he's not doing, yeah, look at that, only 870k on his Dokkan attack. But look, we got the main thing there, which was the finish. So, sorry, this is just in thought. We're going to transform. We're going to take that 55% healing, and because of the type advantage, not worried about losing that damage reduction in this stage, and we're going to be taking the counters here, which is going to be good. So I'm just thinking that's probably the best slot for him. I'm going to take those because I want to leave 3 for Goten to get for Gohan to get to, and then that's irrelevant. Super attacks in that first slot, so that's not the end of the world because we got that type advantage, 63k. Don't really get to see this 12 key super just because of how easy it is to get key to the Goku and Vegeta unit. So it's always cool to watch something different, I guess. With the meta, we're constantly using the same units over and over, not activating such and such transformations and only activating some. So it is certainly refreshing to see other units getting used. We'll just go like that. Not the end of the world. Fire off that. And I guess we'll get that. That ceiling is quite annoying because had we gotten off that 12 key super with the Goku and Vegeta, we would have been dealing really nice damage to her, especially when they're firing off multiple additionals like that. That's so painful. That really does hurt you. But Tangen real well there, actually. We don't mind that at all. So, and then we've been sealed again. But what we are going to take out of this is the crits. The super attacks right at the end, so we don't have to worry about that. I would say she'll get finished from Gohan, because usually this Vegeta is really good with his crits. So I've jinxed him. Probably, there you go, there's one. Crit counter, please. Nope. Okay. Oh, 2.7 attack stat from Gohan. Could have certainly put him in that first slot. Yeah, and then we got the super attack from Goten. So to the next stage we go. You wouldn't believe that I've gone full additional with that Goten, because it seems like he's getting a critical on every attack. But that's perfect. That lines up them for us. Into that with the type advantage. That's a pretty nice little rotation for us in terms of the RNG there. Because Boo's going to take no damage in that first slot, and then Goten and Trunks should be fine in that last slot just because of that type advantage. So look at that. Not bad, little bit of damage there. And then, yeah, these guys are just going to continue doing their thing. I won't worry about transforming this one. We'll leave them there with their damage reduction. 3.7 mil. Remembering this is an old unit. And funnily enough, he was my first LR that I pulled. And he was also the first summonable LR that I rainbowed as well. So that ended up being just a bit random. What will we do? What's Gohan's defense? We may as well transform him. Well, haven't really watched a great deal of this animation because I do like to stack him up nice and high. But he's pretty cool. And he does get pretty good from his... well, I called it a transformation, but I guess it's more of an exchange or a boost, we'll say. So yeah, he keeps that defense as you just saw. He's going to get attacked here before he gets off his super, so he's going to be fully passive. Actually, no, maybe he does. No, there you go, as you just saw. So 5.2 million. Certainly better than a slap in the face with frozen fish, that one. I can only imagine having dupes in this guy, how crazy he would be. Tanks for 50, dishing out 5. Look at that. That is a higher attack stat than what is considered to be one of the best LRs in the game. It's crazy how good that Gohan is. And I am glad that it may have cost me the 54 Australian dollars to get the ticket, but I'll tell you what, it was worth it because he's that good. And he's going to be so useful in a lot of these SBR run-throughs or extreme SBR run-throughs, whichever you're up to at this point. So we'll go there just so that I can collect those strong orbs, because obviously Boo's going to finish it in this first slot. I don't know how many more stages are left. Haven't done this one since it came out, much like every other mission, but there we go, that was the last stage. So just the one item used, not an overly hard run through. A lot of units that people are going to have available to them with free to play and sort of older units like the Goten. So hopefully you guys find this video useful in getting all the rewards from this mission. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.